here we go again.
Welcome back to episode 13 of FPLFreshly Insights. As the winter schedule begins to take shape, Gameweek 13 offered another reminder of just how unpredictable this season can be. Even when the planning is thoughtful and the logic sound, the scores do not always fall the way we expect. Still, every game week gives us something valuable: information, clarity, direction, and I'm choosing to focus on those positives as we move forward. Gameweek 13 review, 32 points. Gameweek 13 concluded with 32 points, factoring in the 8 hit that I took to restructure my squad. It wasn't the return I had hoped for, particularly with several of my key players delivering quiet performances, but there were still bright spots worth acknowledging. Standout performer, Thiago, 13 points. Thiago once again delivered a strong return, providing the spark my team needed during an otherwise muted week. His consistency and sharpness in front of goal continue to justify his inclusion. Martínez, a reliable presence. Martínez produced another solid 7 points, reaffirming his role as one of the most dependable goalkeepers in the game this season. A challenging week elsewhere. Many of my attacking players, Haaland, João Pedro, Mbeumo, and others, were unable to deliver. It was a low-scoring game week across much of the league, and my defense was similarly quiet, but these are temporary hurdles rather than long-term concerns. Despite the numbers, the team still feels well-positioned moving forward, and that's what matters as the festive fixtures approach. Gameweek 14 transfers, adding energy and security. Looking ahead, I made 2 changes to strengthen both my squad depth and future flexibility. In: Chris Richards, Crystal Palace. Minteh, Brighton. Out: King. Senesi, suspended. Richards provides consistency, minutes, and clean sheet potential at a good value. Minteh adds attacking spark and carries the kind of underlying numbers that suggest more to come. With Senesi suspended and King facing a tough fixture, this felt like the right moment to adjust. My full Gameweek 14 team. Below is my complete squad for Gameweek 14, reflecting the new transfers. Starting Zai. GK, Martínez, Brighton A. Def. Timber, Brentford H. Munoz, Burnley A. Chris Richards, Burnley A. Savona, Wolves A. Mid. Minteh, Aston Villa H. Mbeumo, West Ham H. Cunha, West Ham H, vice-captain. Saka, Brentford H. FWD. João Pedro, Leeds A. Haaland, Fulham A, captain. Ben. Dubravka, Crystal Palace H. Thiago, Arsenal A. Rogers, Brighton A. Mukiel, Liverpool A. It's a balanced team with strong home fixtures across midfield and a favorable away matchup for Haaland, who remains a trustworthy captain choice even after a quieter week. Differential focus: why Minteh and Richards matter. Minteh, Brighton mid. Low ownership. Strong underlying data. Direct runner, involved in key zones. Plays with confidence in a Brighton attack that consistently creates chances. Minteh offers fresh energy to my midfield. His ability to produce chances from wide areas and his willingness to take risks gives him real potential to deliver in the coming weeks. Chris Richards, Crystal Palace Def. Reliable minutes. Palace defense improving. Good price point. Burnley away offers realistic clean sheet potential. Richards adds stability and gives me long-term coverage from a dependable defense without breaking structure. Other league-wide differentials worth monitoring. Enzo, Chelsea. Doku, Man City. Dewsbury Hall, Everton. Ex-Haka, Sunderland. Welbeck, Brighton. Lacroix, Crystal Palace. Differentials become even more important during the winter schedule, when rotation, fatigue, and fixture congestion often open the door for unexpected names to shine. My match predictions, Gameweek 14. Here are my predictions for this week's Premier League fixtures, based on form, injury news, and performances across recent game weeks. AFC Bournemouth vs Everton FC. Bournemouth 1-1 Everton. Fulham FC vs Manchester City. Fulham 0-3 Man City. Newcastle United vs Tottenham Hotspur. Newcastle 2-1 Tottenham. Arsenal FC vs Brentford FC. Arsenal 2-0 Brentford. Brighton and Hove Albion vs Aston Villa FC. Brighton 1-1 Villa. Burnley FC vs Crystal Palace FC. Burnley 0-2 Crystal Palace. Wolverhampton Wanderers vs Nottingham Forest. Wolves 0-2 Forest. Leeds United vs Chelsea FC. Leeds 1-2 Chelsea. Liverpool FC vs Sunderland AFC. Liverpool 3-0 Sunderland. Manchester United vs West Ham United. Man Ut 2-1 West Ham. Several of these fixtures align nicely with my assets, particularly Arsenal at home, Palace away, and Manchester City's strong attacking potential. Final thoughts, holding my nerve and moving forward. Game Week 13 may not have been the result I hoped for, but I'm choosing to stay grounded and positive. The team now feels more balanced, the fixtures ahead are encouraging, and I've brought in players who offer immediate value as well as long-term promise. This part of the season is about staying steady, making thoughtful adjustments, and trusting the planning process. I'm hopeful that Game Week 14 can bring a more rewarding return, especially with the improvements made to the squad. Thank you for joining me for another episode of FPL Freshly Insights. See you soon for the next one.